So I feel like England is my pick for underachievers. Now the reasons behind that is obviously they've had injury-prone squad filled up. Now Alexander-Arnold is out. Now you've got a shaky defense. So there's a couple of things that are not going in the favor of England. So I feel like they would underachieve and bow out at quarterfinals.
My pick for the underachievers is the Dutch squad. Frank de Boer is one of the worst international coaches I've ever seen, and Van Dijk is out of the tournament as well. So Netherlands for me, the underachieving this season.
So I feel like the dark horses for me is Italy. Now I'm going to define dark horses as the team that's not been playing at the level that was expected, and no one is expecting them to win it all. I feel like Italy has a definite shot at winning it all, and that's what I'm labeling them as. Now they've had a tremendous start for the tutelage for Mancini, undefeated, and definitely playing a swaggery football, dominating everything. So Italy for me is definitely going to be the dark horses this Euros.
For me, the dark horses have to be Denmark. Christian Eriksen, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Simon Kjær, Kasper Schmeichel. When you put all these players in, you get a very good squad. They are in a very good run of form as well. And I just have this feeling that Christian Eriksen will have a lot to say this Euros. You add all these things up in a mixture, you get the dark horses for the tournament.
So I feel like no one is actually paying this much attention to the likes of Spain. We talk about Portugal, we talk about France, we talk about Belgium, we talk about Italy even, right? So I feel like overachievers has to be Spain. No one is talking about them. Everyone is forgetting them. Now they've got a good enough squad to make a deep run into this. That's my reason for going with Spain as the overachievers.
Overachievers for me in this Euro has to be England. I look at their defense. I look at Harry Maguire, who is coming back off an injury. I see Connor Cody, who had a terrible season with Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I see Tyrone Mings, who fell off midway through the season with Aston Villa. So as much as I rate their attack and midfield, I don't think their defense is the best in the world, and they will struggle a lot with the oppositions who are much fierce in nature. So England, if they get to a final or a semi-final, that would be, I think, overachieving for them.
Now this is a tough one. This is a very, very tough one. But my pick is going to be Harry Kane. I feel like because everything is going to go through him. Now you got Belgium and you got De Bruyne, you got Andre Silva and Ronaldo. So you got other players who are going to be stealing and chipping in goals. But for England, I don't think they have a protagonist other than Harry Kane. They got a very talented squad, but the goal scoring threat comes from Harry Kane. I feel like he is going to be the top scorer for England.
The top scorer for me this Euro is because of the swan song factor, and that is the absolutely mercurial Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't care how defensive of a coach Fernando Santos is. I think Cristiano will give his every bit like he did against Spain. He would obviously add to his collection.
Kevin De Bruyne, and De Bruyne should be doing a good enough job for them. Now obviously the goals are going to go to the likes of Lukaku, right? So that's a pretty much set in stone, but the provider has to be De Bruyne. Now Belgium boasts a very talented squad, and I think they're rated number one in FIFA's ranking.
For me, I had a short list of 3 players. Number 1 is Bruno Fernandes. If he is offered a free loan in the Portugal squad, he can make a big impact. Second is Jack Grealish. If Gareth Southgate gives him the chance to operate on the left-hand side as a free role attacking midfielder. And the third option for me is Nicolo Barella, who is an absolute Italian baller at a very young age. And out of these 3 people, I would go with Bruno Fernandes because I think that he can have a deep run with Portugal and Ronaldo up front this summer, and Andre Silva off the bench is not a bad option either.
France, right? So the reason I say France is because one player that's coming back in, and that's not Mbappe, that's Karim Benzema. What a season he had with Real Madrid, and I think they are probably the most talented squad. It is France's to lose, and France are the favorites to win.
I have to go with my absolute idol, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he will be 39 in the next Euros, and he won't be the starter for Portugal. Unfortunately, all good things come to an end, and I think he can be the player to retain the European title for Portugal, and hopefully he doesn't get injured and he stays consistent, and hopefully Fernando Santos gives him a attacking team that can match his ferocity, and Ronaldo for me takes the Portuguese to the final and wins them the European Championship this season.